I was there when it started. The light faded into darkness, and the sun was no longer a viable source of light. The earth turned to dust. There wasn't anywhere left to hide. What is this new world that we must live in? If we adapt, we survive. We must learn to wield the power and embrace it. Do you take the road less traveled, or do you succumb to the monotony to which you already know the ending? The choice is yours.
Let's tell a story. First, okay. In this video, I want to talk to you about using AI to tell a story. And I had a lot of those images in my head that I was like, how can I get this out into a video and understand how to use AI combined with green screen techniques? Because I've been wanting to understand how I can combine these two techniques in order to tell the kind of story that I have and all these images that I have inside my head and try to get them out. And the best way to do that is to use all the tools available. And it just so happens that AI is one of those tools, along with green screen is one of those tools, along with music and sound effects and all these things combined so that you can create whatever it is that's in your head. So in this first technique, we're going to be using the green screen, and I'm going to show you how Davinci Resolve handles green screen techniques. And this technique you may not have known about. And then I'll show you how to use an AI generated image as the background and utilize some video integrated into that image to make it look a little more realistic. Okay, first, you can see in this image what's going on here. So I have the green screen in the background, and you can see that the contrast between the background and myself seems to be pretty good, but I'm also getting a lot of spill over onto my mask, onto my face. There are a lot of things going on here that you want to make sure that you can get rid of. So, looking at this image, go ahead and go into your color tab. I have mine already all set up just for the sake of this video, but the first thing I do is I do a color space transform in Davinci Resolve. I got to make sure it's in the right color space first. Then my next step is I'm going to try and get rid of that green screen. So go ahead, click on your qualifier. Then you're going to click on this little button right here. It says 3D on it. Click the 3D. Now, the only thing that you're going to have to do is draw that line. Look at that. It automatically picks that green. And for some reason, when you click on that 3D, it's utilizing a lot of the different pixels when you're picking it. So now all you have to do is press Shift H. Then you click this button right here, invert. Invert that. Now what it's done is it's selected the green part and it's left out the part that I actually want to use. And that makes this so powerful because it's so fast, it's so quick. Now, is it absolutely perfect every single time? No. But this is where you can come into all these buttons down here. I immediately go right into my D-spill and I go to max it out. And you can see that it literally gets rid of all the green that was on my mask. It gets rid of the green that was on my face. It even got all the little holes that I had no idea that were there, but it did it. If there is, for some reason, it's still selecting maybe what it is that you don't want, you can still go to this button and add and remove. So I can click on myself, make sure that all this is highlighted. It turns white to make sure that the white is what you're selecting, the black is what you're getting rid of. You can just go back and forth clicking and cleaning up your image using that method. Also taking into account that you can use clean up your blacks, you can clean up your edges, using your pre-filters, all these different options, and they're all made to clean up the green screen. So now the second method with inside getting that green screen correct, I like to go into the magic mask and highlight my image, everything that I want to keep. Go ahead and click this button, the one with the arrows that go back and forth. And again, you're going to select somewhere inside of your scene that you think will have the best chance at highlighting the subject that you're trying to key out. But what's great about tracking that image along with the green screen on the same node is if you just did the tracking back and forth using Magic Mask, you will still have the problem of the green key. So if you combine the two methods of both the keying out using the qualifier and using the Magic Mask, it makes for pretty much a perfect image when using the green screen. Now that that's done, that has been keyed out, you can go ahead and turn on your primary grades. You can use all your color grading. You can do everything that you need to do in order to make sure that you have what you like. So I've added a few things in here. I've added the eye to make my eye blue, kind of like what you saw in Dune. And then I've added the curves to make sure I like where the adjustments were on that image. And then you're going to come up with your final image, and then you're going to use your CST as the final node when outputting it. Now you can see in this instance right here, everything has been keyed out pretty much exactly the way I want it. I have all the green is gone. You can see my blue eye has been tracked. And then all I have to do is turn on all the other effects, my AI generated image in the background, and now it's all as one. And here I did the same thing with the knife. Now the knife is a completely separate video clip, but I made it look like it's the same clip. And again, using that green screen technique, I keyed out the knife to make sure that I got the image that I wanted. And then I put everything together. And there it is. Add your sound effects, add your color, add anything you want extra to that. But that is the quickest and easiest way that I have found to actually get rid of a green screen with the most efficiency and with some really high quality. I would say it's almost perfect. Now you can still go through and tweak and do whatever it is that you need to clean up those edges, but this is a great starting point when you're trying to do a green screen. Now, for the second technique, let's look at the AI generated image I used using Photoshop, and then I implemented that into the video itself. So now we're in Photoshop. This is the image that I had created just using a simple text prompt. And this is what I was trying to go for in my head. And it just literally, you type in the prompt, you get to choose from a couple different images, and then you can keep generating over and over again until you get what you're looking for, at least close to what it is you're looking for. So for this one, I just used the prompt and I input desert landscape, 2 planets in the sky, make it look futuristic. And after a few tweaks, this is what came out. And then I was like, oh, well, what about the footprints? Because I might want to make that look kind of cool as if I walked into the scene. So I prompted and told it to give it some footprints. I transported it in as a picture. And then I used the same technique that I just taught you using the green screen method. And I keyed out myself. So I added myself. That's why I added the footprints to make it look like I actually walked into that scene. And then I animated that. So you can see my cape was floating and it made it look like the wind was going. And I was like, oh, you know what else I could do? I could add dust to give it an effect of, oh, there's something going on inside that image. And it made it look a little more real. Because you got to think of these things as if you were there, what would it look like? So I put the dust a little further into the background to make it look like it was blowing across me. And that's how I tied the scene together. If I shot the actual video without any movement in my cape with nothing, and it didn't look right. So I literally took a leaf blower and made my friend blow it onto me, and it made it look like the cape was moving. So as you can see in these two different techniques, you can combine them, you can isolate them, you can do whatever it is you like and create the worlds that are in your head and get them out into a video. I hope that gave you a little bit of glimpse into the processes that I use and now the techniques that I'm trying to develop and trying to understand so that I can get better at putting out there what it is that I want to put out there and teaching you guys how to do the same thing and just unleashing the power of a story that you may be thinking about. And here are just a few tools that you can use to do that. So go ahead and let me know in the comments what you think of this video. What do you think of those 2 techniques? Is there something else that you would want to see? Something that you would want me to create to teach you guys how to do that? You know, sound effects, video, graphics, anything like that. There's so much out there to learn. There's so much out there to do. So take this and apply it right now. Don't wait. Go out, create something, utilize whatever tools you have in your arsenal right now, and go create something. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things, jump to a different planet, because that's where I'm going right now. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.